leading Brexit supporter Mr. Blunt delivered a message to the European Union following last month's pleas from Donald Tusk for the UK to have a change of heart over leaving the EU. Mr. Blunt said that the EU-27 already see the UK as having left the European Union and are now just tidying the final proceeds in negotiations. Speaking exclusively to Express. Co.uk, the Conservative MP said it was a nice message from the EU officials, but the UK is definitely leaving Brussels. He said, "It doesn't do any harm loving up the UK and that is perfectly sensible politics." But you actually put the questions to the 27 nations, I think for most of them, oh they have left haven't they? We're just sort of tidying up the bits to actually finish it. So in many of the minds of the 27 nations, that decision has been made. If they were then faced with the decision of whether they wanted a reluctant United Kingdom, with Parliament and the people split over the issue, then to continue as a very unstable partner within the European Union. I mean, you begin to think out the implications and it would be a nightmare for everybody involved. So in many of the minds of the 27 nations, that decision has been made crisp and blunt. So it's nice words, and it's quite rightly saying they are going to miss us, but miss us they will. Last month both President of the European Commission Jean-Claude Juncker and President of the European Council Mr. Tusk said the UK could still change its mind on Brexit. Mr. Blunt warned about the chaos that could be caused from having another vote on leaving the EU. It will throw British politics into chaos for decades to come if we have to revisit this, he said. The country made a decision and now we're executing the decision to leave the European Union. Obviously, there is a discussion going on with what terms that is going to be on. But the decision has been made and it was crystal clear when the whole legislation around the referendum went through Parliament, that Parliament was giving that decision to the British people. The British people have made their decision. Speaking in London yesterday, the Foreign Secretary Boris Johnson warned Remainers about pushing for another Brexit vote. He said, "I say to my Remainer friends, actually quite a numerous bunch, more people voted for Brexit than have ever voted for anything in the history of this country. And I just say in all candor that if there were to be a second vote, I really think it would be another year, of turmoil and wrangling, and feuding in which the whole country would be the loser." So, let's not go there. Let's instead unite about what we all believe in and outward-looking, liberal, global, future for a confident United Kingdom. Because so much of this is about confidence and self-belief. The European Union's chief Brexit negotiator Michel Barnier last week warned Britain it needed to make up its mind on what it wants in the next phase of Brexit negotiations. The Brexit Secretary David Davis claimed the UK had been perfectly clear on what it wants from trade negotiations. Mr. Barnier added towards the end of last week that if Britain did not set out its guidelines it could place the transitional agreement at risk. Related articles. Brexit news: Economist reveals Britain's economy exceeded expectations. Jacob Rees-Mogg reveals why Parliament should not vote on Brexit. Young Brexiteer savages students plot to scupper Brexit.